Hi everyone, welcome to my lectures. This is Dushyant Reddy. Today I will explain you a very interesting topic called as immunochromatography. So what exactly the immunochromatography deals? So here we are going to study the applications of TLC as an immunochromatographic reaction to quantify antibodies present in individuals. So let us see how we do that. Before going into the immunochromatography, you should know the basics of chromatography, especially with TLC. So in TLC, what happens exactly is you have an plate that is stationary phase that is coated on a aluminum plate. So this is your total stationary phase coated. Now once you apply your component, that is mixture of components, and when you place inside a mobile phase, that means one is stationary, the other is mobile phase. This mobile phase, while moving up, takes the component which is mixture and separate them according to their polarity. What do you mean by polarity? Polarity is what like dissolves in like, and if the molecule is highly molecular weight, it will move slower. If the molecular weight is smaller, it moves faster. So these are the basic fundamentals of TLC. So you can even get back to these fundamentals of TLC of my TLC lecture as well as in HPTLC lectures. So today's lecture primarily focus on immunochromatography. So I was just having access to one of the research articles of COVID-19 where I found that immunochromatography is an interesting topic. So I am making you aware of what exactly that immunochromatography is. Before going into immunochromatography, let us see what type of antibodies generally we have in our body against an antigen. So not only the COVID-19, that is the coronavirus, any type of antigen, that is bacteria, pathogen, parasite, or any chemical which intrudes into the human body, the human body secretes certain amount of antibodies in the body. For example, the mnemonic to remember all the antibodies in a single stretch, I am telling you, that is GAMED, that is game. What do you mean by game? That is IgG antibody, IgA antibody, IgM antibody, IgE and IgD. These are the fundamental antibodies which are present in the biological fluids in secretions. That's why we call it as serological assay. So the IgG, it is monomeric in nature. It is most abundant antibody in the human body. That is around more than 60% of antibodies are IgG. So the IgG secretes both at primary and secondary immune response. This is the fundamental information you need to know. However, the concentration of IgG is predominant at secondary immune response. Now IgA corresponds to, it is dimeric in nature, that is structurally it is dimeric, and the IgA presents in all secretions, that means saliva, skin, mucous membranes, and all even milk. These are all the dimeric antibodies. Now you go for IgM. IgM is multimeric, that is pentameric, that is it has 5 branches of antibodies, that means 5 different domains of antibodies. This IgM is most predominant in primary immune response, whereas in the secondary immune response it is in low abundance. Now IgE antibodies. IgE antibodies are present on the surface of your mast cells. So this mast cells surface you have IgE antibodies. These IgE antibodies are responsible for anaphylactic reaction, that is type 1 anaphylactic reaction. That's why we call as IgE antibodies. They also secrete eosinophils. So these are the fundamental information of your the attack of bacteria or viral infection. So you can see simply by the eosinophil and neutrophil counts in your body. So that is a fundamental pathological test for eosinophil content. Further, it may even produce some peroxides in the body, hydrogen peroxide. These peroxides are also a biomarker for any infection. And now the IgD antibodies are the lowest in concentration in comparison with all other antibodies. These antibodies, their physiological significance is very less, and these antibodies are present on the surface of the mast cells. So, not on the mast cells, these are the B lymphocytes. So it is your B lymphocytes. The IgD antibodies present on the surface of your B lymphocytes. So here it is also the surface of the IgE antibodies are present on the surface of mast cells, whereas IgD antibodies present on the surface of B lymphocytes. However, this physiological role is very minimum, but however it triggers various immune complex reactions at the site of infection to cause phagocytosis or any type of engulfing of foreign particles. Or these are the fundamental information of the immune responses. Let us directly go into the immunochromatography. In the immunochromatography, we are basically focusing on the IgG and IgM antibodies. So let us see what exactly we generally focus on. So this is your infection stage, that is the stages of infection, and this scale is the scale of IgG versus IgM, the ratio of IgM versus IgG. So when let us see the ratio of these antigen antibodies in the human system. Suppose if you are being exposed to the COVID-19 infection for the first time, so as you are aware that the IgM is multimeric in nature, it is the first produced antibody in the human system. These antibodies generally have very predominant in the primary phase of infection, and there is also secretion of IgG antibodies in the later stages, that is second phase. This is Ig, this corresponds to IgM, and this corresponds to IgG. This is the first stage of infection. Upon the recurrent infection of your COVID-19, that is second time the exposure or of any other viral or any protection, the IgM antibodies also got produced. However, the ratio of IgG antibodies are very high. So these IgG antibodies are the scale of immunity against any viral infection. So if an individual is rich in IgG antibodies without any IgM antibodies, that means the individual is immune enough to combat certain viral infection. So he is immune to certain viral infection. This is the fundamental information we will get from this the ratio of IgM and IgG. Some books also convey that the transformation of IgM into IgG is somatic hypermutation. So this is the fundamental information you need to know before going into immunochromatography. So let us see one more basic structures of your antibodies. So the antibody generally contains this is the basic structure of antibody. It contains heavy chain and light chain. So let us see what exactly so almost all antibodies have similar heavy chain regions. That means there are similarity between two antibodies at heavy chain region. So the heavy chain regions are similar in nature, and so this is your heavy chain, and this chain is called as light chain. So this C stands for constant heavy chain. So this is constant light chain, this is constant light chain. So the antibodies differ only by the variable chains. So what are the variable chains? So these are the chains which are varies depending upon the antigen. So this is this chain which varies depending upon the antigen are called as variable chains. That is, this is variable heavy chain and this is variable light chain. This is variable heavy chain and this is variable light chain. This is the fundamental information you need to know before doing any part of your research. One more thing is that sequence which binds to the antibodies are called as epitopes. That means the region of antigen which binds to the antibody is called as epitope, whereas the region of antibody which binds to the antigen is called as paratope. So here this region which is binding are called as paratopes. This is the fundamental information you need to know before going into any part of your studies of antigen antibody reactions. So let us see the immunochromatographic reactions in a single stage very fast. So we are not going to waste much of the time here. So we'll just have this is your what do you say, rapid antibody kit. Okay, this is again divided into two zones. Okay, divided into two zones. One is your control zone. This portion is your control zone, and this portion is your test zone. So in the test zone, you identify both IgM and IgG antibodies. So again you need to know that these IgM and IgG antibodies are not specific to the COVID-19. Your body can produce antibodies against any viral infection. So you should be very careful in assessing the specificity and sensitivity of the test. So let us see what happens exactly in this test. So for that, we already discussed the monoclonal antibody productions in my previous lecture. If you are missing that, go back to my monoclonal antibody lecture and read them. First thing is what exactly we have in our kit. We need to know, that is anti-human IgM and IgG antibodies are present in the in the S section. S is your sampling section. Okay, anti-human IgM and IgG antibodies are present in the sampling section. Okay, and you have the nucleocapsid of your COVID-19. So let us have a nucleocapsid of your COVID-19. Okay, first and foremost thing is you need to know that anti-human IgM and IgG antibodies, these are monoclonal antibodies from rat. These are gold coated. This is what you need to know. These are monoclonal antibodies and they are rat or mouse derived. So this is a fundamental information you need to know that are present in the sampling section. Now what happens exactly is, so let us see this in a detailed way. So now I am simply writing anti, that means I am showing with negative symbol, the anti-IgM and IgG anti-human. Okay, let us do with one example. Now I am taking a patient's blood. Okay, that is an whole blood. I am diluting with a buffer. Okay, I am placing into the sample cell. I already told you the sample cell contains anti-human IgM antibodies and anti-human IgG antibodies which are gold coated. This is the first and foremost important information you need to know. I am taking a positive patient but who is recently infected. I already told you during the primary immune response the IgM antibody is predominant but the IgG might not have started. So this person will have only IgM antibodies. These IgM antibodies will go and bind to anti-IgM antibodies present in the sample cell and form an immune complex reaction. Now the immune complex reaction with the help of buffer will raise up by the capillary action. Now the capillary action, they move up. While moving, it will react with your nucleocapsid of your COVID-19 and gives a positive for IgM. So your IgM is positive in this subject, whereas no results for IgG. Further, the anti-IgM IgG move into the control section. I already told you the control section contains antibodies, anti-mouse antibodies. This will bound to anti-IgM and IgG and they will give you positive control. So this is also positive control and positive for IgM. So by the results, what you need to know is the patient is recently infected with the virus and he has only IgM antibodies. There is no IgG antibodies initiated. That means still he requires hospitalization and medication. So this is the fundamental information you need to know for rapid antibody test. So let us see a patient who is in the recovery stage. So let us see. Now I am taking a blood from a patient who is positive, who is having both IgM and IgG in his circulating in his blood. So this patient is both IgM is present in its patient and IgG is present. Now I will prick the blood and I will transfer along with the buffer provided with the kit and I will place in the sample cell. And after going into the sample cell, the IgM antibodies react with anti-human IgM antibodies and form an immune complex, and IgG antibodies go and bind with anti-human IgG antibodies and form an immune complex. With the help of buffer, these immune complex will move up and react with the nucleocapsid and express a positive for both IgM and IgG. Further, the IgM and anti-IgM and IgG antibodies move up into the control area and react with anti-MOS antibodies. Again, it will be positive. When you see this kind of individual who is having both IgG and IgM, that means the patient is in recovery stage. So this is the one more information. Let us see one more sample where the patient contains only IgG antibodies. Now, if the patient contains only IgG antibodies, I will prick the blood from the patient and I will transfer the whole blood which contains only IgG along with buffer onto my sample cell. The sample cell contains anti-human IgM antibody and anti-human IgG antibody. However, the immune complex is possible only with IgG, so the IgG binds with anti-human IgG antibody. So now the buffer by the capillary action moves up the stationary phase and react with your nucleocapsid and gives positive result for your IgG and negative for IgM and positive for control. So this results tells you that the patient is completely recovered from the infection. So this is the fundamental step. So you should have a very basic question: why IgM is trailing in the plate and IgM is moving fast? Because I already told you the IgM is pentameric in nature. So because of its structure and complexity and molecular weight, it moves slowly, whereas IgG is monomeric in nature. So it moves fast to the plate. So this is a fundamental application of your thin layer chromatography. This type of chromatography is called as immunochromatography and it's also called as planar chromatography. Hope you understand my lectures. If you like, subscribe and share. Thank you.